No.
Well,
You just start.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, English, giant, twerp, scumbag, fuckface, dickhead, asshole.
Wow, getting all the curse words in right there at the beginning.
That's for you, Mephisto.
It's a good thing. YouTube have literally said we're relaxing all that shit. Just don't do it in the first 7 seconds.
No.
Wait a minute.
They took back that rule too. There's not such a limitation anymore.
I don't know what's going on YouTube.
Yeah, I was told basically if you wait to cuss after the first 10 minutes, they tend to not catch it.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they got bots watching, man. So
yeah, like the whole idea is to not have in the first, I don't know, around 30 seconds. They even say so, because if you just upload a video and you get the, okay, you want to monetize, is it safe? If you go to specifically the first bar of the curse words, which is the first step, it actually says the first 30 seconds cannot have any curse words, and it would be fine with advertisers. They just want a spacing before you go, you fuck motherfucker, fucker, you suck dick. Rah, rah, rah. Exactly.
Again,
the usual suspects.
That limitation has been removed.
What do you mean it's been removed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's been. I just said the box used to say 30 seconds. It no longer says any seconds. Anyway, back to the usual program. Because I'm in the prime spot, I'm supposedly doing this show.
The man, the myth, the legend.
This is now.
Sorry, my daughter was trying to get a hold of me, and I said, I remind her, I said, every Monday morning, every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 3 p.m. I do shows.
I am dead to you.
But she fucking calls me. She'll call me in the middle of the show, and I got to remind her. I'm like, look, baby, I hate to say this to you, but that's why they call it dope.
Dope.
So I see we got Gambit is here, and Snorty is here, and Genghis Khan is here. And hey, Genghis, just to let you know, once again, Don hurt his back, and so there was no show this last Monday. I'm crossing my finger. I'm going to give him a call either tonight or tomorrow and see how he's doing. Hey, Zax, we have not done a show in weeks with Don Ecker. And he's come to a point where it's like he doesn't know if he really wants to do radio shows anymore. You know, it's like, but I Mark and I keep bugging him, going, hey, come on, man, you still got something to say. You know, talk about this shit. Because these young people out there, ufologists out there, 75% of them are, I swear to God, are fucking idiots and bullshitters. They're shills that are passing along bad information from people who are out there giving disinformation. People like Jeremy Corbell and Lou Elizondo are absolutely disinformationists. Zax is here, my good buddy Kyle.
Hi, Zax.
What's up, Zax? Good to see you. What's good Wednesday, baby?
What's good Wednesday?
It's a great show, man. It is.
Okay, for you.
He was running for something, sir. And then he crashed into a DUI checkpoint, committed 10 felonies, and not to mention FUing a room full of cops.
You FU me all the time.
Fuck you, Kyle!
Fuck you, Kyle. We love you, man.
Yeah, it's like that, Kyle.
Slasher Fred is here. What's up, Slasher? So we're going to be talking about, really, it's a great 90s film. I couldn't believe what they pulled off in 1995, the effects that are in this. And it blew away people at NASA, too. So much so that they asked permission to use some of the footage for actual NASA stuff when people were coming in and it'll of course say on there, image, pictures, property,
Right.
all that. But I think that's kind of cool because this movie, NASA was deeply involved with it. The personnel from NASA are not only deeply involved with making it, they're in the movie as characters you probably don't notice.
Because they wanted to do everything right. They weren't just flipping switches in that capsule. They did exactly what an astronaut would do, and they learned that from astronauts.
Yeah, Jim Lovell directly worked with the actors to make sure. He was the guy that was the technical advisor for the film. And he does appear in the movie. You can actually see Jim Lovell in this scene right here. That's him on the left playing the ship's captain, the Iwo Jima.
Wow.
I love that he did that.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
And
I mean, the actors
go
themselves did a deep dive. For information.
I'm going to show you some actual photos. I love these two photos of Jim Lovell. We just lost this man last week, and I really did admire and love this guy. Him and Buzz are two of my heroes. Just a smart dude. Shot of him inside the capsule.
Did he ever?
That actually may have been in the limb. That may actually be in the limb. I'm looking at that top key button board, and that looks more like that's in the limb.
What was the question, Meth?
Did Buzz ever buzz the tower?
I'm sure he probably did.
Come on, he was a test pilot. Of course.
These guys get their nicknames for a reason, and I'm assuming it's probably what he got that for was buzzing people. This is them when they were rescued, and man, never made it to the fucking moon. They went around the moon.
Yeah, they made it to the moon, but not down there.
And but here's another great picture with President Nixon.
Wow.
Yeah, now Swigert there, and that's the official Apollo 13 emblem. I love that thing. I always thought.
You know what that means? You know what that means? Extra scientia. Wisdom.
Oh, the
from
Latin.
The moon. Yeah, that means wisdom from the moon, or knowledge from the moon.
Much respect for your late Captain Lovell. Much less respect from Tom Hanks. It's turned out to be, but he's a good actor. I really liked him. I've worked for him. I worked directly for him. And I don't know if I told you guys, I'm sure I did, that I made a joke that got to him, to his ears. And it's really funny because I made a joke that Tom Hanks can only do two characters, Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Tom Hanks is an idiot. Yeah.
And what I was told was the joke was repeated to him and he didn't laugh, but he went,
yep,
nodded to it. Yep.
I really like him as an actor.
And I didn't get fired. I didn't get fired. So that's a good sign. And yeah, rest in peace, Sander. Thank you very much for Jim Lovell. Great dude. I just so thoroughly admired this guy. And he looks like just that all-American dude. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's got that Kevin Costner nose and smile and the down slant eyes, The
Captain America look. That's him.
And he was also a guy that didn't tolerate stupidity. It's not like he would get mean or anything, but he would confront it politely. I always liked that about him. Like Buzz, I still like the way Buzz handled that one fucking psycho that got in his face, telling him
a coward.
How do you feel lying to the American people and carrying on a deception of landing on the moon and walking on the moon? How do you feel? And he cornered him in that hotel doorway. Finally, Buzz, fucking like 80 years old when he did that, fucking spun and knocked that guy on his fucking ass. Hit him so fucking hard.
The triggering word was, "You're a coward." That was the point.
That was the one. Called him a coward. That's right. You don't
How
call a
can you
man
call
yellow.
anybody who straps a rocket to their ass going to a place with no air to breathe a coward? How can you do that? That makes no damn sense.
Takes balls of
idiot.
steel to become an astronaut.
Nobody needles. Nobody calls me coward.
That's it.
It's hard to imagine that long before the actual moon landing, it was thought to be just science fiction. There are movies like the 1907 short movie, A Trip to the Moon. I love that movie. That's the one with the face, the human face, and he gets hit in the eye
Yeah.
with the rocket. That's funny. I love that shit. Yeah, sadly, there were no Scottish in the movie. And other than through descent, no Scotsman ever put foot on the moon.
I mean, the Chinese and the Israelis crashed stuff on the moon,
Right.
but never landed on it.
Can I address this real quick?
Sure.
He was on 4 flights. He was on Gemini 7, Gemini 12, and Apollo 8 before that one.
Yeah, he did 10 laps around the moon one time.
Gemini
10
12 was with
laps.
Buzz Aldrin, by the way.
The
They flew
Geminis
together.
never landed anywhere, right? It was the
No,
Apollo
they
that just
didn't.
landed.
The Geminis
Yeah.
were just testing, can we start and go back to Earth? The Apollo 8 was the first one actually going to the moon. And Apollo 11, I think, was the first to land. A lot of testing needs to be done for this.
Yeah, back then, all of the effects were done in camera. And they pulled off some crazy shit. This movie pulled off some crazy shit.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And it blew some of the guys at NASA away, because when they saw some of the shots, they're like, how did you get that shot? I've never seen that before. They're like,
We tried
"We
to
did."
find it and we couldn't find it anywhere.
So we
How good it
recreated what it would look like, including the fucking blast from the liftoff is done so perfectly. And which includes the moment where there's so much pressure coming out of that rocket that some of the flames and smoke that went out got pulled back down under the rocket. They pulled that off. Oh, crazy shit. The ice, and I had to explain that to Animal why there's ice falling off the rocket with the nitrogen to keep
Well,
the fuel system cool.
It's CGI, so I didn't catch it. It's supposed to be ice. It just looks weird. And I'm not mad at them for doing CGI on that. I just
Well, when you see it
didn't
for real,
realize
it
it's
still
ice
looks
right away.
CGI. The real thing looks like that too. They
Slasher,
did a
that,
really good job.
that wasn't a good movie. First Man,
Yeah.
it was disappointing.
I refused to watch it when I found out what they did.
Disappointed.
Yeah,
What movie? I'm sorry, I had my head down. What movie?
for the First Man, but
Okay.
And I'm a fan of Gosling, but I would not watch that fucking movie.
I think
I'll never watch it.
it did a big disservice to Neil.
I was fixing to say, wasn't there a big controversy about that movie?
Yeah, they remove all the element that he was a believer.
I love that movie, by the way, Bill. Mission to Mars. I consider it the dramatic Mars film, and then the other film that came out around the same time with Val Kilmer is a great sci-fi action film.
Red Planet.
Yeah, Red Planet. I enjoyed it. I really did. Val Kilmer, his team having to survive on Mars, finding out there's actually oxygen now because of they were what's it called?
Terraforming.
Terraforming. Yeah.
We watched that one.
Yeah, but
I highly recommend watching Mission to Mars too.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch that one and do that one.
Red Planet is fun. Watch
It is.
too.
I don't think we covered it. We should do it because I wouldn't mind talking about that film. But 19th Nervous Breakdown, great song. I loved the one thing about Red Planet. Peter Gabriel and the Police were pretty much the soundtrack, and that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a flop, but that doesn't say that it's bad.
Red Planet didn't make much money either. But I think Mission to Mars was a thoughtful. The problem with that one is the director. I despise the director. Fucking think he's like lower than fucking Parameci and shit. He's like the kind of shit you would find at the bottom of the ocean. I love the original Demolition Man, but then Sting updated it for the movie Demolition Man, and fuck, that was a good song. Sander, if you've never heard it, go check it out. Sting's Demolition Man for the soundtrack. Demolition Man. That's a movie we need to cover too, because I fucking love that movie. It predicted pretty much everything except for the 3 shells.
Which is still a mystery. Apparently, there is a way to do it correctly, but I wouldn't know what.
I have a question for you, Sander. Is your cap lock on? Because you're yelling.
Yes. He's always with caps on. Always.
Something is screaming.
I think it's an endearing quality at this point.
Yeah, I don't talk to. I made a post yesterday saying the people I can't fucking become friends with, or if I'm friends with them, our friendship is in danger. 1, if you're a moon landing denier. 2, if you believe that the earth is flat. 3, if you are a climate cultist. And 4, if you believe that Zendaya was great in Dune. And I absolutely will not be friends with someone.
How can she be great in anything? She plays the same person in every one of the movies she's in.
She plays Zendaya. And
she's
Zendaya's
the activist in every movie.
Dude, but how about the climate change on the moon caused by the landing? Because besides all of that, the moon.
And just like that, Martin was gone.
Just like that.
Just like that, Martin's gone.
Okay. I never said the earth was flat. I said the moon was flat. I said we landed on the dish and the climate change is on the moon.
I'm sorry, buddy. I just had to do that. It just seemed like a perfect thing to do to you while you're talking about that.
I dodge all your criteria.
Remember, yes, boys and girls.
That's Danny's statement, Snort.
I keep saying that. If the earth was flat, it would be empty because cats would have pushed everything over the edge. So we know it can't be flat. It's not possible because cats.
Well, you're like me, Gambit. You like progressive rock. And I grew up on that stuff. The Beatles are the ones who really started with Sgt. Pepper's. And they started doing progressive stuff. And that led to, yes, Genesis and King Crimson doing the shit they did. And it's just, I love it. I used to call it when I was a kid. I didn't know what to call it other than art rock. And
wasn't God responsible for Genesis?
Do it. Why don't you do it?
Ultimately, yes, you're absolutely correct there, Pisto.
God gave us one thing. Phil Collins.
Yes. And Ozzy Osbourne.
And Ozzy. Yeah, I remember. I was just talking about because somebody posted something about David Lee Roth. He says, now that we're old, this is what we need to tell young people when they say, well, this is my music. And it's like, that's not music. This is music, and play like Van Halen for him. And it's funny, in high school, I swear to God, I mocked a moment like that where I said, it's going to be funny. One day we're going to be old and we're going to be talking to kids and we're going to say something like, that's not music. This is the voice I use. That's not music. You haven't heard music until you hear AC/DC. Until you hear, I just forgot the band, the punk band, the Clash. Until you hear Ozzy Osbourne singing and biting the head off a bat. That's music. That shit you're listening to is garbage.
You haven't heard about the Sex Pistols.
That was what I was trying to think of. Sex Pistols. Not the Clash, Sex Pistols.
Did you hear that Eddie's guitar is fixing to go up on auction and it's supposed to take between 2 and 3 million?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And you watch. It'll be someone that doesn't know how to play guitar.
Right.
I guess
It'll be some collector that will never use it.
David Lee Roth?
Yeah, David Lee Roth. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed him with Van Halen. I did. And I was upset when they broke up, and then they brought in Sammy Hagar, and I wasn't happy about that at all. But then I heard his music, and I'm like, it's basically Sammy Hagar with Van Halen backing him up.
Yeah, I was fixing to say they had their biggest hit with him, not David Lee Roth.
Not just one.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I was one of the first ones to go, okay, I back down. This is good shit. But then that other dude from the other band, fucking no.
Did you hear what Eddie's brother said, Alex, when he was in?
What?
They were interviewed whenever they had finished like their first year on tour with Sammy, and they were interviewing him, and they said, "What's the difference between him and David Lee Roth?" He said, "Well, I'll put it to you this way: for years we had a cavity, and now we've got a crown with a gold cap. That's what we got."
There you go.
That's the way he put it. Yeah.
Well, David Lee Roth is kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But so was Eddie.
Yeah.
And I think what upset me the most before he passed away was the shit that went down with the bassist. What's his name? I just forgot his name.
Michael Anthony.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people don't know one of the things that made the music sound so fucking great was his backing vocals.
Yeah.
That high-pitched voice.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, he was good. And I just was like, why did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
It's because he was kind of an asshole, just like David Lee Roth. I mean, you had two fucking power-hungry assholes in the band. Alex was just the dude trying to get along with everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
So the casting in this movie is perfect.
I'm just happy that we were on a road trip today. Well, coming back from a road trip today, we put on AC/DC, and both my daughter and her boyfriend were singing a lot of songs by heart, including like TNT and stuff that is
the band Heart,
less well known in terms of like pop culture.
I'm asking the Wilson sisters Heart.
No, he meant they knew the songs by heart and were
see, that's why I thought he meant that. Okay, so you're talking about Van Halen.
They were singing the songs by heart.
Oh,
as in they knew the
words.
I
was right.
To the song.
Nancy Wilson. Yeah.
Confusing the fuck
what are you talking? What?
The band Heart.
No, he's not talking about the band.
He's talking about AC/DC. They knew the music by heart.
When he said they knew the music by heart, they know it from memory.
Yeah, but the emphasis he had on the word heart.
Exactly. He just confused the fuck out of us again.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, confused the shit out of me.
That is
Can
probably.
we just start talking about this movie, please?
Do we have to, Anima? Do we have to?
Yes.
No. Look at Meth. Look at Meth.
Meth is probably right with the way he put the emphasis on heart.
Well,
but it did throw me.
The thing is, Gary, you were the only one thrown by that. The rest of us knew what he meant.
No, Joe got a little confused too.
No,
I
the
didn't.
second time he said it, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be confusing." But I knew what he said.
It's like, yeah. Hey, welcome to my life, Meth. Mephisto. Are you okay now? Did you survive that?
That's a clone. That's a clone. You broke him.
But that's awesome that your kids knew AC/DC backwards and forwards. That's awesome.
Yes, that was the point.
That's awesome. That is awesome, though. Because like for years I bought one album by AC/DC, and people go, "Did you buy Fly on the Wall?" I went, no. They would ask me every time they put out an album, "Do you get that one?" I went, no. I said, AC/DC put out a perfect album, perfect rock album. I consider it the best hard rock album ever put out. Is Back in Black. Not one weak song. And then everything they did after it was trying to replicate what they did on the first album. Nothing different, nothing new. It was all the same shit. And I'm like, I got everything with that first album. Don't need any more.
Back in Black was still with Bon Scott.
That's a great album, but I think they're better singers.
Bon Scott
Yeah.
Bon Scott was, I think, before that. He died before that.
Right. Oh yeah,
Oh,
way
okay.
before.
I'm asking. I don't.
Yeah, because
Not
there
that
is.
fascinated with AC/DC. I just like the songs.
I think somebody posted a video that said that there was a Bon Scott version of Back in Black, but I don't know if that was like a demo or if that was AI, because it was really neat hearing it because I like his voice. A lot of people don't know what's his name that took over for AC/DC.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson didn't sing like that before he joined the band. He was in another band, and you can go back and listen to that band he was with before. Sounded completely fucking different. He had to take his vocals in a whole different direction with that. It's amazing.
Yep.
So, all right, from AC/DC to Apollo. Let's get back to this. There are some AC/DC songs that maybe you don't want your daughter singing along to. Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple I would not want.
She didn't sing those songs. She sang different,
She's got
More-
the jack.
more
We don't want her
more
singing.
popular songs. Continue with the actual movie.
Yep. I like how he does this thing in the movie where he puts his thumb up and blocks the moon, then looks at it, and he does it later with the Earth. It's a real cool gesture. That apparently this is something that was told to him by Jim Lovell that he would do, and they had a very close relationship. And Jim Lovell worked closely with everybody. By the way, Kathleen Quinlan, I've always liked her. She is so good playing Lovell's wife. And she should have gotten an Oscar for this role. Destination Moon, that's another one. I will tell you another film that's a lot like this that I think was inspired by this. Came out in '69 with Gene Hackman, James Franciscus, and it was called Marooned. I think Gregory Peck and David Jansen are in it too. And it's about astronauts getting stuck in space. And it's a good film. And NASA helped them to make the movie. There is another version of this that came out in 1974, and that was a made-for-TV movie. And it was panned by James Lovell himself. He called it, quote-unquote, garbage. Quote, end quote, garbage. Love that.
You think Tom Hanks went for a three-peat? Trying to, at least.
What do you mean?
Because I would always had a sneaking suspicion he was like, yeah, I think this is like the role that might get me another
Probably
Oscar.
saw that. He probably saw that because the meeting he had with Ron Howard, Ron was trying to convince him to do the movie. And they went over the script, and finally at the end of the meeting, he goes, all right, damn it, I'll do it. I'll do the movie. So he had to be convinced to do this film. And I think he was worried that people would think that. But the fact is look, man, once he did the first one and did such a tremendous job on it, which is, of course, Forrest Gump, basically people wanted to get him to do another Oscar film. And he got a lot of them thrown at him. This is one of them. And
wasn't Philadelphia one too?
Philadelphia was the first one.
Philadelphia
Forrest Gump was the second.
I thought that came out later. Was it 97?
No. He did it. He did a 93 came out. That was Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
He won the Oscar. He did Forrest Gump. I think he started before he won the Oscar.
I'll be damned. Yeah, 1993.
And then, like I said, Forrest Gump was 94, and he might have done Shawshank Redemption instead. But we'll put that aside. And then he went on to do this one, which, by all accounts, could have been another Oscar-winning performance, but I don't think people would count this as an Oscar-worthy role. Because at the end of the day, it had an impact commercially and critically, but it was more about the special effects with this one rather than the acting.
Yeah.
When Forrest Gump did have the special effects portion of it, as in insert Forrest Gump into like a real situation, which was brand new. But in this one, a lot of more of the technical marvel and the sort of biopic aspect was to this. And biopics are tricky when it comes to winning an Oscar. Some do, some don't. So,
Oh, I wanted to point this out. This device that they're using here, either it or a copy of it was given to Air and Space Museum in DC back in '74. And I got to go in, and you get to go into this thing and try to connect with the lunar lander. And I didn't. I failed it. But it was fun. You get one chance at next person. That was fun. So that's really cool. By the way, there's no proof that ever happened, Snort. We know he threatened to do it. We know Ralph threatened to do it many a time. Yeah, to the moon. Bang, zoom. Bang, zoom. Now, we don't know if it ever happened, buddy. What's this? Geordie Shore was the UK equivalent of Jersey Shore. I've heard of it. Yeah, Alpha. I know the show you're talking about. I think that the moon was made of green cheese. Well, it led to one of the funniest things I ever heard was Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey, talking science to a scientist played by Jeff Goldblum. He says, "Hi, if the moon was made of green cheese, would you eat it?" He's playing an astrophysicist. He goes, it's a simple question. It's not rocket science. Simple yes or no.
I mean, Bill Nye's been playing a scientist forever. So,
yeah, barely a fucking engineer. Yeah, Marooned is what I was talking about. It's a good film. We should cover it. I think it's a worthy film. Gene Hackman's in it, man. Come on, he's one of the astronauts. I forget who the third one is. It's him and James Franciscus are two of the astronauts trapped up in space.
You can say
remember
what's
if they
happening
die.
right here. It's foreshadowing because they decide, the backup crew has to wait. We need to do this one more time, and then everything goes wrong, and they die. I mean, they don't die in a simulator, but they completely fuck up the next try.
Yep. And by the way, while we're doing this, I'll go ahead and do this real quick. That is a photo of the actual
command module.
Ship. Command
The
module.
service module.
No, it's
where it
Wow.
where he stirred the oxygen tanks, there was an electrical short that it was going to happen. It was a flaw that was sitting there waiting to happen. And it's a blessing, a miracle, luck, whatever you want to say. These guys survived that explosion.
Bill, that is not the LEM. The LEM is what they use to get back to Earth.
Yeah, the LEM has
once they detached the command module and it turned as it drifted away, they were able to see how bad it actually was.
Yep. And that photo, that's the photo they took from inside.
There are three pieces. You have the LEM, you have the command, the capsule and the service module. When the service module is attached to the capsule, the whole thing, both are called the command module. But once it separates, that thing we saw, that is the service module.
You're right. That's why you have three people on this, because the Gemini flew with the command pilot and the pilot. And for this, because they have the LEM too, they need a CMP, command module pilot, and a LEM pilot.
Look what Snort is saying. Richard Crenna was the third astronaut in Maroon.
That's it, Richard Crenna. Thank you. My dad used to call him the poor man's Gregory Peck. That was the nickname that he gave to Richard Crenna, because Richard Crenna had that level of gravitas like Gregory Peck, but for a much cheaper price. But
I mean, he did train a lot of Green Berets. Joe got it too.
no, I got it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew immediately when you said it what you were talking about, and I'm like, "Fuck you, man."
Got it does
I
not
can't
equals to like
win today. I should just quit.
Now, originally, Ken Mattingly was the supposed to be the third man on the ship, the pilot, but the limb pilot. He was supposed to be the limb pilot, and ended up not doing it because they were afraid that he had been exposed and hadn't been inoculated against. I can't remember. It was the
It was
Measles, I
rubella.
believe.
It was
measles.
rubella. Rubella is German measles, which is a lot less dangerous than real measles. But the whole story is, so you have the crew and you have the backup crew. And if something happens to one of the crew members, the whole backup team steps up. But what happened here was that Duke, one of the backup crew, had gotten rubella, and Mattingly was the only one not immune to it. So instead of
The
swapping the
backup
whole
crew
team,
couldn't switch
they
him out.
couldn't.
They couldn't switch
No,
him
they
out.
couldn't.
So they had to
So-
bring in
Swigert.
another guy to take his place, which is Swigert. Which, when I stop and think, you got to wonder in Mattingly, because Mattingly was essential to their survival on Earth,
Yes.
because he was the guy that was going into the module and working the problem.
Nothing happens by accident.
I tell you,
I really
Yeah, 'cause-
believe that, and that's proof of it right there. If you ask
I don't
me.
think they
It really
ever
is.
had to do that before. Switch out one member, because they are a team, a well-worked machine. They can read their minds basically after that
Well, it
much
was
training.
problematic when it happened because they didn't like the idea. But in the movie, I will tell. Oh, this kid is so fucking cute. He played Gage in one of my favorite horror films.
he was
Pet
Gage.
Sematary. That's Gage from Pet Sematary. And in the 90s, it was the end of his career. He started getting older and he went away, and he ended up, and I think he's still with his band. He's in a punk band.
I mean, he had one of the greatest lines a kid could ever have.
Not
boys-
fair.
No,
Mm.
no.
Oh, what was
Boys
it?
have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Oh, that's right. He doing it. My daddy is a gynecologist, and boys have a penis, and girls have a vagina.
No. My daddy's a gynecologist and he looks at vaginas all day long. Great. kid.
Anima loved that movie. I've turned Anima into an Arnold fan, which I didn't think would happen. She actually does enjoy.
I didn't
Arnold.
think that either. I'm surprised it worked.
She ends up.
but
She
yeah, I
ends
really
up
like it
liking
now.
watching it. She looks forward when I tell her we're going to watch an Arnold film. She goes, "Oh, that'll be good," because we still got to watch Junior. I think it is a substandard film compared to Twins, but I still enjoy the relationship between Schwarzenegger and DeVito. They're fun to watch.
Man, lots of people love working with DeVito. Like, loved working with him.
He's a
Like,
prankster on set too.
Michael
Yeah,
Douglas.
he seems to be fun to work with.
Michael Douglas used to love working with
Well, they were
DeVito.
roommates. You know, they're
Yeah,
roommates.
I know.
In school, and their friendship goes all the way back. That's how he got cast in the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Mm.
And that's the movie that launched his career, Danny DeVito.
Was he on Taxi before that? I don't know.
No, he
wasn't, was
went into
No.
the audition for Taxi,
Mm.
and right in front of the writers and producers, just walked in doing Louis. Just walked in and went into a Louis going, "Who wrote this shit?" About the script. Instead of reading the script, he just walks in and starts complaining about the script as Louis. And it's so fucking funny to hear that story. DeVito is something else, man. There's the F-15. That's a good jet. That's a good jet, man. That is the jet they used as the what do you call it? The MiGs in Top Gun.
That's F5.
15. I believe it's the F-15.
5. 15 looks had the plane. The wings are on top, not on the bottom, and both jet exits are separated.
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna correct you. I got it right here. F-15 Eagle used in Top Gun.
Show the picture. Show the picture.
There's no picture; it's information.
Okay, I will.
It shows that they use the F-14 Tomcats, the FA-18 Super Hornets, and the F-15 Eagle. And as I recall, the F-15 was the one used.
That is wrong.
So let's see. We'll just do F5.
You're both arguing about two different things, by the way.
That have nothing to do with this movie.
Yeah.
You're correct, though. Their information isn't wrong, but it is. It is the F5. Which the first thing I said was F5? F5 or
No,
F5?
15.
You said
You said
F-15.
I said
F-
both. I said F5
F-15
first.
F-15
We have it recorded. We can go back and you can listen. I
F-15
said F5
was
first.
in Top Gun, but it was the F5 in the background.
Yeah,
Because
that's what
it couldn't be an F-15 because you just went out of the Vietnam War with the F-4 Phantom. So the next iteration is the F-5. It couldn't be an F-15 in 1960 whatever.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it was F5. There's no argument now.
No argument.
You said 15.
No argument.
Stop it. We will go back. The first thing that came out of my mouth was F5. I said it just like that. F5, F-15.
Oh,
I'm drawing.
Please.
oh.
I'll go back and clip it for you. And I did say it.
I'm drawing.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying.
I'm not either. But I did say first with a question. It's like F5.
I believe you, Gary.
Someone doesn't.
I just
And
don't
I'm
know
telling you,
why
I
you
did.
went down. I just don't know why you went down the Top Gun route.
Because that's the jet that was used. The
As
one that
a
was in
MiG.
the background was the one used the MiG. That's exactly how I went down that.
Yeah,
route.
that's exactly what you said.
Yep.
I just don't know why you went there. That's all.
Well, because somebody argued with me, and I was like, "Well, wait, let's just check," and
Wait.
extended it to a minute.
It's
somebody
80
is-
BC at the mash, you know that.
That somebody is me. Use my name. And what?
No, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to throw you under the bus.
Not
Can
used
you
to be
I'll
please
here.
just
push
knock it
you.
off, guys?
I will push
Please.
you under a bus, but I'm not going to throw you.
All righty then.
Oh my God!
Fuck you, Alpha. We're done with it. Fuck off. You too, Sanders. Shut the hell up. We figured it out. Fuck you.
Yes, Bill Barkley. Starscream is an F-15.
No, he's an F-14.
Why? And I'm
No.
serious, man. Why did I ever stop sniffing glue? I need to go huff some paint so I can deal with this shit. I love you guys.
No, you need
Oh.
you need to go full Belushi.
Full Blutarski?
Yes.
0 point.
Everybody do the Bluto. Come on, baby.
Anima is
Dance with me.
completely lost. It's like,
Baby,
why
if
aren't
you
we talking
do-
about
I
Apollo?
just want to talk about this movie. Yeah,
You
that's
will
all I
get
want.
an A in bottom.
I-
You
you
should
know
be
what?
used
You
to
know
this
what?
right now.
You know
In
what?
fact,
I'll do.
5 terrace going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
They kept.
Dude,
What?
you're
Why
gonna
is he?
cause me nightmares.
Why is he humping that machine?
It's in the movie. I don't know.
I
It
know.
makes no sense. None of the shit that happened. This shot is one of my favorites too. That's a composite shot, and it's beautiful, man.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
And I like this scene too because they can't get close to their family. There's a little fucking gutter between them, a deep gutter, and they're not allowed to get anywhere near their family. This is their buys to them before they go up there and strap themselves on top of a fucking rocket and get shot into space, not knowing if they'll come back.
Yeah, I think they have to stay away from them for at least a couple days before the launch.
They do. They're isolated. Nobody is.
week or so.
They stay. They're kept pretty much in what's called a clean room, and it's just crazy because they can't have them get sick during the mission.
And they still got sick.
Well,
One
from
of
the
them.
cold.
Yeah.
I still don't know what was up with Bill Paxton, because I love the part where he blamed what's his name, Swigert,
Swigert.
for giving him the clap because they used the same piss tube.
The clap.
Oh,
He says it feels like I got razor blades when I pee.
I love when at one of the press
give it the clap.
conferences. At one of the press conferences, of course, the question comes up: how do you go to the toilet in outer space? And they can't really answer that. Then, because Lovell wanted to broadcast from up there, he never knew that he wasn't live because they weren't interested anymore.
Yeah, because he accidentally cussed. For real, that happened in real life. He cussed, and they're like, "Hey, man, you've got a hot mic. Everybody can hear you." And so he.
Yeah. But anyway, in one scene, you see him use the piss pipe, and he says, "Too bad we can't broadcast that on TV, huh? Too bad we don't show them that."
Oh, this is the other thing that happened. It really did happen. Her fucking ring went down the drain.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this.
What didn't happen was
the launch of this ship was April 11th, 1969 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 13 minutes after the hour. So it's the 13th hour, 13th minute when they launched on purpose. It was done on purpose. It didn't just accidentally happen. But when shit went wrong, it was on the 13th. They'd been in space for 56 hours when this shit went down. So the number 13 pops up a lot. And so people think there's something to it. It's like, well, one was on purpose, dipshit. And it was
but
chance that the 13th was when shit went down.
It's a fact that no spaceship or whatever involved with that has ever had the number 13 since.
Yeah.
It's like so many buildings don't have a 13th floor.
That's a fact.
Oh, I know. I think in Asia it's number 7.
Oh, I agree. It's a dumb thing.
It is.
Like,
by the way,
in Judaism, 13 is actually lucky. 7 is lucky. 3 is lucky. So I don't know. And it's just as dumb.
There
it
are 2 roles played by Ron Howard's parents. The woman plays Lovell's mother. That's played by Ron Howard's mother. And the priest at the Lovell household is played by Rance Howard, Ron Howard's dad. Not to mention, one of the people that is there at Mission Control is played by his brother. And everybody should know who his brother is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Clint.
And Clint, of course, is best known to nerds as the alien in the Corbomite maneuver. He's the little alien.
But he's also the guy in
Austin
Powers that said, "That's a big."
Yep.
A giant wang. No.
Oh, I forgot. When the Corvette stalls, that was an accident. And Tom Hanks went with it. And it's in the movie because they thought that was
that's
perfect.
The second time that happened.
The second time that's happened.
And I think it adds up to all the shit going wrong. Her losing the ring, and then it's just bad omens all the way.
And the control center right here was a set. They designed this. And it was so perfect that the people that worked for NASA and worked in that control room got really weirded out by it, because they would, like, one of them went out to leave and couldn't find the elevator. There's no elevator because the original control center was on the 3rd floor of that building. And they went up and they forgot, oh my God, this is a movie set. It's not the real place. And it was just that well done.
Well, also all the stuff was real. All the things said, the way it was said.
Everything worked. There was no fake shit in there.
They taught him to do astronaut talk, and I think it's amazing.
They taught him what switches they're supposed to use and when, how they did it.
Yeah, I stated that a little earlier. They weren't just flipping switches. They did exactly what astronauts would have done in that capsule and in their positions.
Yep. Every single move in the film is absolutely spot on realistic. My cousin worked for NASA on the Apollo and shuttle programs. They had to make them for the film. My brother and I lived with his family in Cocoa Beach. After my mom's heart surgery, we got to visit Cape Canaveral. That's really sweet, cool. Dude. Yeah, he would not take that vest off until they got home. At the Johnson Space Center, yeah. This is one of those shots, and what they did, they actually had a miniature gantry, and the rocket was real plastic, model that they built. But then they added CG elements like the ice and a lot of the flames, and it looks so fucking real. I when I watched this in the theater, I was blown away. What they pulled off.
I wish I could have seen this in the theater.
It was something else, man. I watched this movie on a 3-story screen. It was huge.
Wow.
It was not IMAX though. I wish it had been IMAX.
They didn't have IMAX back then, did they?
No.
Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah.
Well, I think it did. Yeah.
There was an IMAX. There was an IMAX theater in 1990 down in Texas, and I went to see Total Recall in IMAX. I was blown away. I was uncomfortable because we're in a balcony and the seats were at a really steep angle. And I'm like, oh, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I would. But once you sit down, it's okay. One of the kids guys that's on the controls is an actor that Anima and I know because he was in a little movie called Real Genius.
Val Kilmer?
A little movie?
Yeah, a little movie called Real Genius. No, the kid from the movie is in it. He plays one of the controllers here. And by the way, the senator that's talking to Tom Hanks during the scene, like, we're starting to wonder if it's worth the money to keep paying for these rocket ships. That's Roger fucking Corman.
Wow.
Roger Corman is in the movie.
Do you think
because Ron Howard got his first break?
That's what I'm
Roger
asking. Did
he
just? Director. He was a Corman guy, so
yeah. James Cameron, all those guys, man, worked with fucking so many directors. Francis Ford Coppola, they worked with fucking Roger Corman. They taught him the business.
Hollywood needs a place with a kind of guy like Corman who just says, well, just take a camera and write a story and go film it and come back to me and make it cost less than $1,000. And you could do that today because you generally could
I thought that's what A24 was.
They wish. They wish. Because you can do stuff now like on an iPhone and make it work and just have a Steadicam gimbal and all that stuff. And
I've talked to Christopher Moonlight Productions about this. Yeah, they look back. If you remember, Gary will back me up on this, I'm sure. Back in the day, around the time this movie was made, was when it was starting to get phased out. Most of these theaters had a minor league name that they would just, okay, go ahead and go make your movie. A lot of them.
I do not back you up on this.
Okay. Yeah.
I do.
I'm trying to remember what some of them were.
Some of the theaters?
Well, I know Disney had Touchtone, right? They had Touchtone Pictures, right? And it was stuff like that. They had these minor league studios under the umbrella of the big ones like Universal and Paramount that made ones.
Fox had one of my favorites. They called it Fox Searchlight.
Yeah, I like Fox Searchlight was one of those. Go make your movie. Here's the money. We'll greenlight it. Go make it.
Super Troopers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean,
fucking
and
love
some of those movies had like made money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
and that's what I'm saying, Mephisto. You're absolutely right. They need to bring that back. They had that back in the day, and they don't have that now.
No, I mean, go even like a tier even below that, because Corman was like, "Here's $50,000, go make a movie," and it wasn't necessarily, "Oh, go make a movie to make it like look good, and we'll put it up."
Right.
Just go make a movie, and what you do with that is you have a bunch of young people who want to make films, whether it's cameraman, editor, whatever, and you hone your skills by, by not having the tools. But today, even the rudimentary tools that don't cost a lot of money, you can actually make a decent film, but you need somebody to hone their writing and have present
You look at
like
what
an
they did.
original idea and make
You look
it work.
at Blair Witch Project cost $10,000.
Yeah.
And here's what they did: they bought the camera, they shot the movie, and then returned the camera.
Yeah.
No shit. That's
like
what
a
they
chick
did.
going to the prom, right?
I swear to God. By the way, the actor I was talking about is this guy. Let me pull this. Oh wait, it's making me have to stop the video. It's a video. There. Now I can put it up. Here we go. That's him. Gabriel Jarrett was the kid in Real Genius. And that's him right there in the movie. And you see a lot of them in the film. You really do. You got a lot of unknown actors in this movie that would become more famous going down the line.
I like that they show so much of the work that people did on Earth to bring them back, and not just the team up there.
Well, there was over 1,000 employees at NASA. They showed the control room, mission control, but there were 1,000 other people helping try to save these guys.
What
And
I love
think
most
that's
is that they got Mattingly, and he played a huge part because he was depressed. He was drinking, sitting at home.
Then
not
he got
talking to
pulled,
people.
yeah.
And they pulled him in and said, "We need you, dude. They're in trouble up there." By the way, he never got sick. He never got rubella.
Yeah,
Wait,
he never did.
He
Yeah.
thought he was out, but then they pulled him back in.
Exactly.
All right. So, guys, I need to go to sleep.
Good
I
night.
may look chipper, but
Good night.
thank you. Center stage. All right. Before I go, I will probably be here on Friday, so whatever. This week on the Real McCoy podcast, we are covering Spider-Man 2 because remember, guys, 2s might be better than 1s, just sometimes, not all the time. And that's
Sometimes,
what
and you're talking about Sam Raimi's, right?
Yes, Sam Raimi's
Yes.
Spider-Man 2,
Yes.
not Andrew Garfield's amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
2, because that
I got to
movie
tell you, dude,
was not good.
on my list of superhero films, number one is Superman 1977 or 78. And then the next one is Spider-Man 2 by Sam Raimi. I think that it is a nearly perfect superhero film.
If
So
they
that's cool
hadn't
you're
killed,
covering it.
if they hadn't killed Doc Ock, it would have been a perfect movie.
Well, did he die? You don't know. He just went into the water.
Anyway, so that's coming up Saturday before you're sandwiched between the first show that you do and the second show that you do. Whatever. But
Yeah,
I
we're
will
gonna do a
try to
quick
be here.
review.
I'll try to be here on Friday. So
All right,
we'll
buddy.
see. We'll see.
Well, we love you,
Mm.
man.
Goodbye.
Take care,
Put
Big
yourselves
Daddy.
up
Bye,
because I
man.
need to go.
All right,
night.
everybody. I'm sure they're going to start saying good night to you over there in the chat after you
It's-
leave.
I
John
love
Boy.
I love all of them. They do show support when I go live, and then an hour in they just run to you guys. But it's okay. It's fine. It's all good. I get it. I'm not as
It's so
handsome as
funny.
Garrett.
You
not
could
as
start an
handsome
as
hour
you
earlier,
are.
Mephisto, you know?
You are one of the most loved parts of doing our channel, and it's why
thank
I've often thought of adding you to the thumbnail because people love you so much.
And I told you it's fine. I don't need to. Plus, if I'm on the thumbnail, I just take all the space.
Then you're obligated. You're obligated. You don't want
Yeah,
to
I'm
obligate.
obligated to show, and sometimes I can't really show because of reasons. Like
I got you.
Like Fridays has been very difficult for me.
Well, we're very grateful when you do show up. That's all I got to say.
I love being here, so it's fun, man. It's
Yeah.
it's talking about movies. What could be more fun than this? Like movies and beyond.
And
Right.
we talk like today. We talked about music too. Nerds are nerds, man. We don't just love one thing. We love a lot of different things.
Yeah,
But anyway, buddy, get the hell out of here. Get some rest. We love you, man.
love you guys too. See
Everybody,
ya.
tell them good night. All right,
Good
buddy.
night,
See you
John Boy.
later.
Good night.
Bye.
What's this? 2001: Space Odyssey became a game changer for future space films. It really hurt science fiction movies too. That's a fact. There are movies that should have done well that just tanked because 2001 kind of ruined science fiction in movies for a little period. Let's know something else. YouTube doesn't suggest Gary's channel anymore. That's interesting. I wonder
sucks.
It
why.
does to me. It does to me when I type in the movie and making off, or just the title of the movie that we're about to talk about. Our upcoming show always comes up on the first page.
Well, what I have found awesome one, because I follow a lot of my friends on the other streams, okay? And I have to actively go there on a regular basis to keep them showing up in my feed. But I still get the updates. Are you saying you don't get the updates in the drop-down menu for new stuff? Because that could be you've been removed if you've been subbing to us. So check. Because that happened
if you're
to
not
Penny
getting
and
it
a
in
few
the
other people.
notifications, you need to check that, no doubt.
Yeah, Penny was the first one to let us know that that's been happening. By the way, I love
lately, but I have gotten like 30 new subs in the last 2.5 weeks, and I have never gained subs that quick.
what's
Yeah.
crazy for me is I get a lot. I've gotten crazy amount of people following me over on Twitter, and some of them I just assume were bots. But I'm at there's Clint Howard. That's Ron Howard's brother, right
Yeah.
there.
He's great.
I know that voice.
Yeah, that's that shithead over there with Anima, fucking like pay attention to me.
No, that's not what she's doing. She's curled up on the desk behind my mic, and I just reached over to pet her, and she always makes this little noise when I touch her, unless she's deeply asleep. But I could tell she's not.
So it's your fault.
What? For loving on my cat?
You touched her. Yeah, you touched her.
She's my baby. Of course I'm going to touch her when she's within reach. Asshole.
Wait a minute. What's the question? Which version of the Reeves Superman movie are you going to be watching? Because there's a 3-hour version. I have never seen the 3-hour version, and Martin and I talked about it a while back. We really do need to get a copy of that because I am curious. I am really curious. Ed Harris fucking kills this, and I think it's so great because he played John Glenn in The Right Stuff and turns right around and is in this fucking movie playing another astronaut from that period. You know, Gene Kranz was part of Gemini. I've started calling it Gemini because a couple of the astronauts pronounced it that way. And
Jiminy
That's
Cricket.
how I say it too.
But Americans typically say Gemini.
Yeah, because you Americanize it or Englishize it. I don't know how
It's
you
not
would
like
say,
it's
but
somebody's fault. It's just something that happens.
It is the Latin word for twins. So Latin words tend to end on E, not I.
Yeah, this is when they're in a panic. They're in a panic right now because they found out that they have to transfer because the battery is going to die. And they have to switch over to the limb. Everything has to be moved over into the limb.
They have to improvise a whole new mission because no moon landing is going to happen. They need to get them back safe.
The mission is to get them back now. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the
The
way,
minute the incident happened, it was no longer going to be a moon mission.
that slingshot they had to
Doesn't
do,
he say that at one point? He says, "Gentlemen,
Yeah.
we just lost the moon."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we
He
lost
says
the moon.
that slingshot they have to do around the moon gave them the record for the farthest that humans have traveled from Earth. I think that's
By the
awesome.
way, speaking of Superman, that's Jimmy Olsen from 1978 Superman.
Yes, it is.
A lot of faces in this movie. Yep.
You leaving?
No, I'm looking at Alpha. What he just said.
I'm sorry. That was Royal Fox sticking her head in here and telling me she was leaving. Sorry.
How's she doing?
She's doing great,
Tell
man.
her we
She's
say
going to
hi.
meet. She's going to meet a sponsee.
Yeah, tell her hi for both of us, would you?
I definitely will, buddy.
Not from Martin.
Martin said hi to her on Monday.
He faked it. He doesn't care.
No, he didn't. He was actually live on camera. He didn't even have an avatar. She brought me a beer during my
So,
video games, cocktails, and fails show.
Gary, sometimes I believe wholeheartedly that you work for my ex-wife.
Oh God! I mean, I know he's bad, Martin, but he's not that bad. Come on.
I was just telling my foot nurse, the lady who takes care of the shit going on with my feet. I said, yeah. I said, basically, because she asked about the podcast. She goes, what do you do? I said, basically, I'm just a jerk. That's it. I play a character and he's a jerk. I'm just a jerk to everybody I care about.
Especially
An old
to me.
curmudgeon.
But he has a good time doing it.
But I told her, I said, I'm only mean to people I like and care about.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, guys, the other day we are having one of our fake arguments where we fake fight, and all of a sudden StreamYard decides to kick me. I broke down laughing because I'm like, yeah, now he thinks I rage quit.
I thought she did it as a joke. I thought she left as a joke, and I was like, wait, where the fuck is she coming back?
It cracked both.
So
It took me 10 minutes.
And immediately
to
she
get that.
messages me. Yeah, she messages me in the private chat over on Messenger.
I sent him a screenshot. I can't.
Then I went, what did I say to you? I wrote, right.
And then I sent you the screenshot showing that I can't connect. It was funny as fuck.
And I was just pretending an elaborate way to fake getting mad and leaving.
But you're teasing me about food, and it's fucked.
Well, shoot.
Anyway, that was funny.
Maybe it's in here. Could have sworn. Yeah, I knew I kept a picture of that cockpit of that helicopter.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're broadcasting again because now the whole world is interested in what's going on up there.
Wait, what do we? This game.
Oh yeah, they're in danger now.
Well, they couldn't get any airtime, and the Lovell's wife, when they want to put up equipment on their lawn so they could broadcast, she says, "Yeah, fuck no, not having that."
If the media didn't care about them because they didn't cover the fucking launch, none of them,
and they didn't cover what Lovell was broadcasting from up there, just to share with people how it's like in
if they don't care enough to have broadcast before this, then they don't get to come in here after, and they can ask if they got a problem with that. They can talk to my husband when he gets home.
He'll be home on Friday.
Yeah.
But he has to be strong for the kids. But what I really adore is how confident his mother is in him, because she's sitting there watching the broadcast when they're finally coming back with Buzz Aldrin and another astronaut.
Yeah.
They are there to distract her when it gets really
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong,
another astronaut.
They are there to keep them a little bit distracted.
Hold on. I love what he says. So you're saying it took him a long time to get that award in the Boy Scouts? I love that when he's like, he's got her completely distracted and talking about the Boy Scouts with Lovell.
When it comes to coming back safely, she just tells them, if they could make a washing machine fly, he would be the one to figure out how to land it. She's that confident in him. Awesome little lady.
Yeah, that was pretty. Wasn't she talking to one of her grandkids at that point? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are all in the house. They're all gathered in the Lovell's house. And I mean, one of the wives is pregnant. like about to pop. And it's the first time that her husband goes up there. And I love how Lovell's wife protects her after the launch. When all the journalists approach them, she tells her what to say because she's terrified. She's like, I can't believe this is the first time you're doing this. But she's just so protective of her and tells her, tell them you're thrilled and happy and this is awesome. And she pulls it off.
So one thing I wanted to point out here is that this is the second film Tom Hanks worked with Gary Sinise. They did 3 movies together on camera. They first did Forrest Gump. They did Apollo 13. And he was also in The Green Mile with him. They are very close friends in real life. It's how I ended up working for both Gary Sinise and Tom Hanks on No Better Place to Die, which is still stuck in development hell right now.
God.
But I do know that the last time I talked to him about it, they were getting ready to go to Apple, and because they had made the deal to make the second Greyhound movie, Tom Hanks and Dale Dye. And Dale Dye is the senior military advisor on that one. And so they went to another meeting and they began talks. I have not heard anything because I haven't been bugging him, but I am curious if they will finally get a deal to make that, because Apple is hemorrhaging money. But the fact is they have done a better job making films and TV shows than Netflix and Amazon put together.
Are we going to address the speech? Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing it right now. So let's see. It's military themed, space themed. So I'll give you this one. Here you go, awesome one.
Bitches, I got a crossbow.
Back door is sealed. Take them up.
Nice one.
Well, shoot.
Yeah, they've locked up on me again, Martin. The videos.
Damn, StreamYard really hates you.
Yeah, it won't let me leave the main show. I can't go near the studio right now.
Okay.
I can't control the videos.
I'll try to get us to.
Oh, it's nothing you can do. It's just fucking annoying.
He can change studios for you.
Yes, I just changed.
Yeah.
Right.
For those of you who stick with us, this is not me in this video. This is Pop Culture Minefield as a team.
You love me. You really love
me. And this is me.
Couldn't find the Sally Fields original? Come on, man.
And this is me in 10 years.
What's the secret?
I don't dare tell you.
No meat. You don't eat meat.
I masturbate a lot.
Okay, I think.
I love that one.
Dude,
I've always said, man, I said I'm like a fucking monkey. I'm
still jerking off. I'm still convinced he did that on purpose. He knows how a lapel mic works.
I don't know, but that's fucking funny, and it's one of the greatest moments. And I would put that, if I made a list of 10 greatest moments in television history, that's on the list. Right up there with Johnny Carson when he had American Indian actor, I just forgot his name, from the Daniel Boone series, had him on there with the tomahawk. And he throws the tomahawk and it lands right in the target's crotch. And it's considered the longest laugh in TV history. Johnny Carson. And Johnny Carson milked it.
I think you showed me that one.
I did. Because like he starts to go get the tomahawk and Johnny goes, no. Wait. Just let it, just wait. On camera, you can see him gesturing. Just wait. It's funny as hell. Just they wouldn't stop laughing because it's also the hatchet handle, tomahawk handle is sticking straight up.
Oh God.
So good shit, man. Good shit. I paused this because I really wanted to go over this. This was his dream, and this whole thing's a nightmare to him because he dreamt of going on the moon. And I love how they created a powder for this. That really does look like lunar soil because it's not sand, it's dust, and it's thick. It's impact dust.
And you can see how thin the material is on that capsule. So,
and also the way they figured it out for this, and then he would later, and we need to do this series, the Moon series that he did, the Apollo series that Tom Hanks produced. Fucking great. First, what was it called? First something to the moon. I forget the name of it. Great fucking show. And for that one, what they figured out was that to create that look, that they're almost weightless, they're so much lighter on the moon, they attached a weather balloon to them that literally gave them the exact same weight they would have on the moon. So it's even more realistic. And then they just digitally removed the strap.
I don't get it.
The balloon.
I don't get it. It wasn't easier to ask Stanley Kubrick how did he do it?
Fuck you, Martin. You're gone. You're fired.
Didn't he just say earlier, Martin? He warned you.
I warned
keep
you.
pushing the
I warned
buttons,
you with that
Martin.
shit.
Keep pushing him.
My goodness.
You really want
Oh
a
my God.
timeout, do you?
Let me have my
Well-
fun. I mean, I don't understand the necessity of some people of minimize what humanity can
Here's
do.
another actor that would go on, by the way, to have a bigger career. But one thing that's important is that at the end of this movie, Loja has one of the greatest lines at the end of this movie after they figure out how to get him down.
Get out of the wire to every squadron around the world. Tell them how to bring those sons of bitches down.
Man, it's like hearing Dawn all over again.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And the other day we were talking, and he says, sons of bitches isn't the only one I use. And I can't remember what the fuck he said. He had another little fucking old time phrase. And I'm like, that's a good one. I liked one that was used in the movie Open Range that my grandpa used to say. When somebody was like gabbing too much, he'd call them bucket mouth.
Yeah, that's the
I
moment.
love that.
He's sleeping
Yeah,
off,
they-
and one of his colleagues just barged in because he wasn't able to reach him on the phone. It's like, dude, we need you. They're in trouble.
I made a colossal mistake.
I saw you're whiting something out. Looks like you screwed something up.
Yeah, but I copy and pasted the details I did on the pilot. It's just I drew the cockpit like it was a Huey with the pilots side by side, and a Hind. They're sitting on top of each other. I screwed it up, so now I've got to. I went ahead and captured all that work I did at the beginning of the stream, and then I'm gonna paste it in here as one pilot. You know what I'm talking about? How the Hind helicopter has them stacked on top of each other. I forgot about that when I drew the panel.
Gary, Bill has sent you something on your email.
All right, Bill, I'm going to go check real quick. Hold on. Hopefully it won't fuck up the camera.
So now they have to figure out how to use the service module, like everything that's still working or that they can still get out of there, and to make the LEM work for 3 people because it's designed for 2 people. And that's why Zweigert hits his head in at one point, because the thing is small and he is the command module pilot. He has never been in the LEM. And now they're all stuck
And
in
on
there.
top of that, the fuck up they made is Hayes did the math and only did the math for 2 people.
Yep, but they find that out pretty quickly.
And Swigert gets like a little irritated. But I got to tell you, in real life, there was no arguing. They were completely professional, calm, collected, talking to each other, and just being professional. Okay. And Tom Hanks is the first one that admitted, and Kevin Bacon said it too, that Yeah, we had people arguing, fighting, and that never happened. It never happened. That was purely for dramatic
For
purposes.
drama, yeah.
To
I'm not
give you
mad at
the
them,
idea,
though.
to give you, the audience, an idea of the gravity of what was happening. That's why that's there. It's not there just to be dramatic. It's there to give you the gravity.
And it
the
makes
audience
sense.
the gravity.
Because I really hate when it's just added for dramatic reasons to blow things out of proportion or whatever. I hate artificial drama, but that one was okay.
And there's an actor in this, by the way, that another actor, there he is right there. And this guy is such a great character actor, been in so many movies. I brought him up the other day because he played the stepdad in Taken. And he also played in as the bounty hunter in Barbed Wire. And he's the reason why I like that movie at all. But he also ended up being Red John in the series, Mentalist.
Mentalist, yeah. Somebody brought it up in chat earlier, by the way, that he wasn't Taken, that was just discussed.
Yeah,
So good
Taken.
catch, people.
That's him again out there talking to them, telling him she's not coming out. So you guys can fuck off.
No, this is about the equipment they want to place on the lawn. And she's like, yeah, fuck no. Now they're interested. Now that they're in trouble.
Yeah, landing on the moon wasn't
shit.
dramatic enough for them. Why should not landing be? You know, so I fucking
Taking
loved her.
off.
There he
Taking
is. Look
off
at him,
wasn't
man.
interesting.
Great fucking character actor right there, my friend. Very good
Yeah.
fucking actor.
Talk with my husband about this. He'll be home on Friday. Now go.
Whoa. David Martin is here.
Loyalty is touching, but it is not the most important thing in your life right now. But what is important is gravity. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you right now, D. Bud Martin, I don't believe in gravity. I believe the Earth sucks.
Speaking of that, we should mention how they did the weightless shots, because that was amazing how they did it.
I needed dead silence after saying that, so everybody would understand it's a stupid joke.
That's the thing. It's a stupid joke. It's not funny. So how am I supposed to know it's a joke?
No!
And I really want to get into the
pudding.
No, thank you, sir.
I do these to annoy her.
And you succeed.
Yeah, fuck off.
Oh my God, I love her so much, and she knows it. The only reason I do things like this is because of how much I love her. It's ridiculous. Oh my God. I can hardly wait till she's here so she can hit me. That's just so funny when she smacks the shit out of me. It's like a child hitting you. It's not like gonna really hurt, but it's funny. I believe in fun violence.
Anima, you shouldn't hit Gary. Use a taser.
It's elder abuse. Stop it.
I've been tased before. I don't like it.
Don't like
it. See? Use a taser.
What does baby Gary do? What the fuck? A few biopic movies are vulnerable to dramatic purposes. And a lot of times biopics, create that drama that just to, help the audience understand the gravity of situations, that maybe those people didn't really do that. All those guys on Toxic Tuesday are jealous of Anima. Where's our love, Gary? I love them. I love Toxic Tuesday, man. I miss being on there. Remember Sully when I said I'd kill you? Yeah, like Commando. Also, this is really good because they discover, well, we need a point in space to aim off of in order to put us on the right bearing to go back to Earth. And there it is. That's the answer, is Earth. They use the Earth as that point to guide them. That's funny. But then the guy on the news it picks up a piece of paper. He says, this is how accurate you have to be. It's as thin as paper. That's how thin that window is.
Yeah, in relativity to a basketball, those are several kilometers.
So it's just interesting how they winged it.
the odds of them coming back safely were like almost non-existent.
10%. Yeah, it was 10% chance of them
Yeah.
making it back. That meant 90% chance of dying. And
Well,
fuck, man.
Still better odds than navigating an asteroid fields, according to C-3PO.
I remember Sully landed a plane in New York in the harbor. Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just slingshot around the sun and go back and there you go?
Wrong movie.
I'll tell
There
you
were
why.
no whales involved in this film.
Because they were geeks. And if they were nerds, they would have watched Star Trek. And they would have known about that.
Besides that, historically speaking, that was 1970 what?
What?
What year did this happen?
70.
Actually happen?
Yeah.
70.
Yeah, it was 1970.
1970?
Or was it 69 was the landing.
69.
69 was the first landing, Apollo 12, and then this was Apollo 13 followed up in 70.
Okay.
And I watched all of this on TV.
Well, if you know anything about your Star Trek lore, they landed in San Francisco in the 80s, so that they wouldn't have known anything about that. So there you go.
I love that they did coverage all the time on the Today Show, every landing.
Yeah.
And that's how I became a fan of the Today Show as a child. I would be glued to the TV in the morning before school, watching the Today Show, and they'd have footage from the moon. And I'm like, oh my God, we're on the moon again. Yeah. I always wanted to go into space, and it's one of my dreams is to get to go into space. When there's another dude right there, that dude there, he is the actor he's been on Whose Line Is It Anyway? He's a character actor, and you'll see his ads on Facebook for doing what he does on the side, which is teaching people how to do animation and graphics for YouTube and shit like that, because he's a master Photoshop and what's the other one by Adobe, the video editing, not Avid, but one they use, I can't remember. Oh, we got another one.
Yep.
I'm looking and I can't scroll. There we go.
And you were in absolutely the deepest.
Shit, Ma.
I don't like that language, but that's exactly what you're going to be in. And you, Jada, use the back door from now on, okay?
Right.
That's no way to talk to Thanos.
I tell you, my daughter was kind of going on about him the other night, by the way. She's like, oh, Goonies. God, he is so good looking. My daughter talking about him, Thanos.
Oh, okay.
But she's talking about him when he was in Goonies. She thought he was so good looking.
That motor's running.
Can we please mention the KC-135 for the weightless shots?
Oh, the
because
plane.
That was awesome.
The amazing thing, I'm going to pause it here because I don't like Walter Cronkite. He was a big lefty, and he misrepresented stuff going on in Vietnam all the time on purpose. And when he reported from the Tet Offensive, combat was over. And they added sound effects when he sent that film to the U.S. And I've despised him ever since. But Uncle Walter was the face you had during any Apollo mission. Most people wanted to watch Walter Cronkite talk about what was going on with NASA. ABC, man. So now they're going to have to separate from the command module.
And you still.
And you still.
This is the second time that I tried bring up that plane and how they did the zero gravity shots, and you just veer off to another topic.
Yeah, KC-135. That is a cool
That is
plane.
amazing.
Comet.
The
Hey,
vomit comet.
that's right. Don't call it anything but what it is, the Vomit Comet. And the Vomit Comet was used that they were hesitant to let them use it. And then Lovell called and said, quote, unquote, give them the plane.
Wow.
And so they didn't
That
just
means
let
not
them
plane.
use it that one time. They allowed them to shoot and do 1,000 times going weightless, or it's mimicking weightless.
Gary, you ever been on a KC-135?
It's free fall, but it looks
No,
like
I've
being
never.
weightless.
Really? I've been on a few hops in high school. I
That's,
got on.
I was on C-130 hops. I've been on those.
Yep. You know, they used them for refueling planes when I was a kid in the 80s in high school, and we got to go down there and actually watch them hook up the nozzle. They let us go down there one at a time and watch them from the top. You know, you were behind them. The guy that's actually doing it's laying down, and it was neat, man. It was really neat. It's pretty cool stuff.
They used it, and Brian Grazer, one of the EPs, a fucking idiot, by the way. He really is a fucking idiot. He's the one who confirmed it was they did 1,000 drops in this plane to make the weightless scenes. They spent 3 months in that fucking plane.
Yep, because you only get like 20 seconds. There's a clip on YouTube.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, Gary, explain to those that don't know what they're actually doing with that plane to get
They
you
go
weightless.
up, and I don't know what the altitude is. I forget what the altitude is, but they go up really high, and then they go into a dive, and they just start falling.
I mean, a
And
steep
as
dive.
they're going down,
Yeah.
it's a steep dive,
Mhm.
and anybody in the plane just starts floating around. And it simulates being weightless, but it's not, because if you remove the plane, you are fucking falling
Yes.
to Earth.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're just falling at a different speed than the plane because they're inside of it.
The term you're
And-
referring to is microgravity, is what it simulates, because you in free fall are physically, by all effects, you are weightless. You have mass, but no weight.
Yep.
And they built that whole set in there. The tube where they're going through and the capsule.
Holy shit.
NASA allowed them to do that.
Yeah.
They built the entire set inside that thing to do all the drop scenes. So they
I
could
mean,
be
the thing is
weightless.
empty. The thing has a couple of seats, but the rest is empty, so people don't get hurt when they drop after the zero gravity thing
Now,
ends.
they also did something else that got changed later. They show a scene where he's drinking Tang.
Yeah.
And you see the globs coming out. You can't do that anymore. That stopped in the 70s because they realized that liquid can get into your electronics.
Yeah, I was thinking the same when I was seeing it. Why? That is too much of a risk.
Because it is. Because you see droplets. He didn't catch all the droplets. I'm like, where are they going? And again, just to let you know, what ended up happening in this was going to happen. Didn't matter what crew was in there. This was something, this was a flaw that was in the flaw. And no matter who did it, the minute they stirred that tank, that one tiny tube became electrically charged and caused this to happen.
Right. It wouldn't matter if they had the backup guy up there with them or if the actual guy had been there. It would have happened.
Once you stir those tanks, man, it was
Which
happening.
is something you have to do. It's a routine thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't do
If
it like because
Jimmy Olsen-
he felt like doing it. He was told by Houston Command to do it. And like I said, it's a routine thing, so he did it.
I paused here just so you can see. That's Jimmy Olsen again from Superman.
He the man. Who the man? Superman.
I love that he made an appearance in Superman Returns. He was the bartender.
He's in Supergirl with Helen Slater too.
I hate that movie.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even remember it. I really don't remember a second of that movie.
I do.
I was so angry.
It's dumb as shit. It really is.
Supremely. But it's got Helen
But it's
Slater.
got Helen Slater as Supergirl. And that's awesome.
This is when they figure out, no, the numbers are off because you calculated with standard 2 people. There's 3 of them in there.
No. This is the what was it there? Oh yes, the
so.
CO2. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. That frozen hot dog. Oh, that is not gonna
God.
be fun to chew on.
Well, they can't heat up their food. They don't have enough water. They have to collect their pee.
Yeah, the hot dogs were frozen like a rock.
Yes.
And that's true. Everything got frozen.
They had to shut down everything that wasn't like really, really.
Yeah, in the last minutes, they had to figure out how to get them 4 amps. They need 4 amps to make it. What are we going to do that? And they ended up figuring out the battery from something else to get it. And once again, it's a fucking miracle how they pulled this off. They had to jerry rig a fucking CO2 scrubber.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
That's a great scene in the movie. We have to learn how to get this.
That's a problem that shouldn't have existed in the first place. All scrubbers should have been interchangeable.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, round instead of square. They have to figure out how to get a round filter into a square hole.
Right.
And it's like
the thing is, though, they learned so much from this because all the future rockets, they had a spare battery in case of emergency and so many other things were taken care of.
So many backup things, exactly.
Including that oxygen tank thing being fixed.
Which is why,
by
the way, this is a complaint of mine. When I see science fiction with ships that are supposed to be in the future, and I watched this on a really bad episode of Doctor Who with Mr. Angry Eyebrows. I got angry at the script on that one where they end up on a space station and the people on the space station have to pay for their air. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Every station would just have CO2 scrubbers and you just constantly keep breathing. You never run out of air. Man, it has been way too long. I had my Tang. I miss Tang. I still think about Tang all the time. It is a crystallized, dehydrated orange juice mixed with a little sugar. And it became a crystal powder and they sold it. We bought it and it's still available. You can still buy it.
Yeah.
And it always bragged the same drink the astronauts drink, the Apollo astronauts drink. And it's
my girls don't like Tang. I love that shit.
I remember I would get a little stick, what do you call them, from Popsicles. And it's got my brother so mad at me, he punched me over this. Not in the face, he hit me in the chest. I would lick one side and stick it into the Tang and just do that. And he goes, "You just lick that and put it in there?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh." Nailed me right in the chest. That's gross. Tastes good to me.
Yeah. See,
and by the way, I want to point out that Ron Howard was right there with him in that vomit comet.
Yeah. See, I had to take him and put him in a single, sitting position instead of having 2 guys next to each other.
It looks like the T'Pring 2 helmet.
I just Googled a helicopter helmet and got one.
I think that's the T'Pring 2. Look it up.
Okay.
Look at this.
It's based on the HGU 55.
This thing says it's a Pilot Gentex SPH-4 helmet. U.S. Vietnam War helmet.
All they do is they just keep modifying because it's a great fucking helmet.
Yeah. All these things look the same. It's just different colors.
Bud met Gene Kranz. That's fucking cool, dude. Did you do coke off his dick?
Oh my God! And Penny's here,
Hi, Penny.
just in time to hear you say that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. She showed up just in
Yes.
time for me to make a sick joke.
The Bible scholar of the bunch is here, just in time.
But in all seriousness, D-Bud, did you get to talk to him? What was it like?
Oh,
That was just for you, Martin.
I love her purring.
I love her little noises.
It's all right.
She's so cute.
That went too wide.
Who? Gambit?
All right. Let's see what else
I don't know. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, here we go. This is what he's talking about right here.
Oh, okay.
According to Ed Harris, his portrayal of Gene Kranz's reaction to the astronaut's survival, almost overcome with emotion, was inspired by a documentary interview with Gene. And then we scroll down and find his next one, which goes, while describing his feelings as the astronauts made it back, even significantly after the fact, he started to break down. I'm not surprised. It's an emotional.
That's going to stick with you for
thing.
life. What that felt
Oh my
like.
God! He met Buzz Aldrin too.
Oh,
my
get the
God.
fuck out of here, dude. Really?
That is awesome.
He's been
You
one of my
suck.
heroes for years, man.
You
Since
suck,
I was a
D-Bud.
kid.
You suck.
Potassium to the tank powder.
I don't know what to say to that.
Me neither. So maybe it was fun. And knowing the astronaut, they probably made competition about their farting.
Oh, that's a guy thing,
So-
right?
Now, I always wondered if Buzz got the nickname from flying, but he didn't. He's had it since he was a kid. He got the nickname from his sister because his sister could not pronounce the word brother and called him Buzzer.
Really?
That's cute.
Wow.
And so it got shortened to Buzz, and that's been his nickname since he was a kid. Other than say hello and shake his hand after he finished his speech. Same with Aldrin. That's still amazing. You got to meet him and shake their hands.
Yeah, it is.
We had an astronaut come to our school. I didn't get to meet him. It led to one of the when I was asking questions to see if you could tell if I was telling the truth or lying about the moon rocks. We had a guy from NASA and an astronaut come to our school, and they brought moon rocks there. And the story I said was that I got so nervous I accidentally picked up one of the rocks. When the guy turned around, I just put it in my pocket because I was like, "Oh shit, I probably wasn't supposed to touch that." But it didn't happen. We did see the rocks though. They were encased. There he is inside the module trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, they have everybody in the simulators working on that situation. Because, like I said, it's a different mission now. They have to improvise. It's not about protocols anymore. It's working with what they have to make the impossible possible.
And by the way, they did slip in people in the backgrounds at the control center and have real people from NASA wandering around playing shit in the background. It was really fucking cool what they did with that movie.
It was probably funny for them to go back 20 years in time from what they're used to. Oh my God.
But the one kid I said that would become more famous later. I mean, he's been in a lot of movies, all the way up to Ad Astra with what's his name, Brad Pitt.
Oh my!
He was in Gattaca. He was in The Mule. God, he's been in so much shit, man. I'm trying to see like where he played a federal agent in Bones. And he's in 5 episodes of that. God, He's a good actor, but he ends up doing character actor stuff. So you see him in like one episode here and there and other stuff. And then you got Ray McKinnon's in this too. And Ray's the guy with the long face and the big nose. That dude was in Deadwood. He was in like the whole first season of Deadwood. He served as a writer on a TV show called Rectify. He was in the movie Mud with Matthew McConaughey.
I heard that was good.
Still busy. He's also in the new movie. He plays Muncie in the movie Knox Goes Away. Good movie if you haven't seen it with Michael Keaton.
BRB.
Yeah, there's always been a thing with RFK because Sirhan was in front of him, and the bullet that killed him was from behind. And I'm curious when we're going to finally get all that out. There he is. That's the kid. That's the kid right there. Well, yeah. Well, they released a bunch of shit unredacted. So never thought that was going to happen. It did. That's a kid in the middle that was on a lot of those shows and movies. There he is with Gary Sinise and Clint Howard. And he's center screen up front. That's really cool. And a lot of people don't know this, that Bill Paxton's career taking off was all thanks to anybody? Anyone?
You want to say it, say it.
No, I want to know if anybody else knows.
We don't. So
Okay. No, I don't know that. I thought maybe some of you guys might know. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks got offered a role in a tornado film. And he says, you know who you need to talk to? Bill Paxton.
And that was the smarter choice, if you ask me. I don't see Tom Hanks doing that role.
He didn't see it either. But that's how he got that role. He was referred by Tom Hanks. There's the kid right there from Real Genius on the left. All grown up. Working at NASA. Looks like he was a real genius. One thing that confuses a lot of people, because you can interchange them, is roger that and copy that. And I've always taken it as this. If information is being given to me that I might need, I would copy that. If somebody told me I needed to do something, I would say roger that. And that's how I differentiated them.
That's how I know it, yeah.
Harry Reasoner, another face that I watched as a kid growing up on the news. I was a news hound like my dad. It was because of my dad. My dad watched the news all the time. And he figured out one day, punishing me, sending me to my room wasn't a punishment. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be left alone. So his punishment would make me sit in the living room with him. And I started watching the news because of it. And I got hooked. All thanks to my dad. Yeah. Giant human booger.
Right.
He had a lot of trouble. Because that was him inside that costume.
He really did that. He really hugged Fredo because he had a fever. He was so cold, even colder than they were because of the fever. So he hugged him to transfer some of his body heat. That really happened. They were all miserable, but the guy was sick on top of that. He was sick for 2 weeks after they came back.
They said it was 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which is how much in Celsius for the rest of the world? Pretty cold, I can tell, but
I'm working on it.
I mean, they had condensation all over the place. All the water on that electrical equipment.
Yep, 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius.
Jesus Christ, that's freezing point. That's miserable. Add a fever on top of that. Yikes.
It was a big deal, and here's what a lot of people don't know. What the big deal was, we killed the Viet Cong. We completely destroyed them. They didn't exist anymore after the Tet Offensive and the Battle of Hue City. We smoked them. Part of the problem was their communication. They had a lack of it. So the first wave attacked a day early, and it was a slaughter. That's all I'm going to say. It was a slaughter. We just slaughtered them. It was awful. And then the shit that happened, and they make it look like they took over the. No, they didn't. They went in there, shot one guy, killed him, and then if they didn't get smoked on the grounds, they fled the grounds because reinforcements came. And I disliked that movie, that one where the guy took a beer to his friends in Vietnam that we saw, because they show something that's not a fact, that it showed that the South Vietnamese helped the Viet Cong attack that building. And I don't believe that for a second. I've seen nothing that even hints at that. The Vietnam situation had almost 7,000 casualties. Yeah, this was a lot of fucking dead. The problem with the war was it was about body count, and I disliked that. Oh, they absolutely did. They sent them out and they died. We didn't have to deal with them anymore after 1969. It was all North Vietnamese. Look at that. Hurricane. And that's another historical fact. There was a hurricane.
But there was prognosis for one.
Yep. Oh, it was out in the ocean. It hadn't hit land.
Yet.
Now they're coming in, man.
I like the theme where they're like, yeah, we need directions here because the earth is looking pretty big. Tell us what to do. And now they're just praying for the heat shield to hold up. Because you lose communication over re-entry for a while. Like 3 minutes.
Hey, Wade was in there. I didn't see Wade. Hi, Wade. There's Rance Howard. That's Ron Howard's dad.
Look at all these people in front of Lovell's house. Assholes.
Thinking they're getting a scoop, and she's like, fuck them. I'm not going to talk to them. She resented the fact that they didn't care until they had a problem. And rightly so.
Yeah, I'm absolutely on her side with this.
I like John Chancellor too, Alpha. Right there with you, man.
Oh, look, the privateer turned into Joe again.
Yes.
Oh, that is him.
Transformation.
Hey, I thought you were drawing it first. I'm like going, hey, Joe's gotten even better, man. Look at that. It looks just like him. Oh.
That's right.
There she is. Lovell's mom.
That's Ron Howard's mom. Oh, man. And they're waiting because there's that dead air period where it's radio silence.
Those 3 minutes where you don't have communication upon re-entry, and they're all just
please
praying
tell me they're
to
alive.
hear their voices.
Everything went wrong. Please not be the heat shields, because that was that and the parachutes. They're afraid that the parachutes may have been damaged too.
And that's his oldest son. That's his oldest son at the military school that he attends. He's not home with his family. He's in there with his classmates. And it's so amazing how they react when they finally hear the three guys. Because they hug him and thump on his shoulders, and oh man, it's so emotional.
And again, I want to point out, statistically, there was a 90% chance they would die.
Yeah. The odds against them were 10-1. It's a miracle. Like they say, NASA's finest hour. Another
Sadly,
term
you
would
know,
be
you would get a lot of laziness at NASA later that would lead to 2 incidences with the shuttle that shouldn't happen.
I mean, a horrible accident made them learn about not having Velcro in there. Sometimes you have to
with
learn from terrible
Apollo
mistakes.
1.
Yeah,
Apollo 1.
that was just
And
terrible.
they did have a lot of Velcro. They still use Velcro. But Velcro led to such a problem because they didn't know that Velcro becomes extremely flammable in oxygen-rich atmosphere. The more oxygen, the more flammable it is.
The other term they used for this was successful failure, because the original mission failed. There was no landing on the moon. There were no experiments that were meant to do there. But the huge success was getting them back alive and how they pulled it off.
Yeah, one of the things that will irritate me about that war too, buddy, is when people go, "We lost the Vietnam War," and I'm like, "No, we didn't.
Won all the battles.
Every single battle was a success. We kicked their ass so badly once Nixon went into Hanoi and Cambodia, gave the thumbs up, go do it. Once we did that and cut off their supply chain and killed so many of them, like I said, we wiped out during the Tet Offensive all of the Viet Cong. And at that point, they were forced to agree to go to the Paris peace talks. And that was a treaty. So we would stop killing them. That was what that was about. They were tired of getting killed by us. And so they signed the treaty, and then our own fucking Senate stopped all funding, and it forced the United States. We were supposed to stay there as peacekeepers to make sure that they obeyed the treaty and eventually slowly withdraw from the country. But the Senate voted to defund the war, and we're forced to flee the way everybody remembers all those photos and videos. People, they were pushing fucking vehicles, helicopters and planes off of the fucking carriers to make room for people.
Yeah. Horrible
And
sight.
they should be ashamed of themselves what they did.
Yeah.
So what we did is we handed North Vietnam the win. We gave it to them. Yeah. And also recall they killed they wiped out those fuckers in Cambodia, the Khmer Rouge, because they were radical to them. The communists up there in the north were a lot more friendly, but they still killed millions. They're all involved with killing people that weren't politically right. And if they couldn't redirect them, they would just put a 2-cent bullet in their head. Communism is great.
Except that it never worked.
It's never worked anywhere. Socialism has failed every single time.
And they keep trying. And you know what that's the definition of? Madness.
Insanity.
Insanity.
Right. Madness, insanity.
That
keep trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
I see it from another point of view. I think it works correctly as it was intended, just to eliminate people. That cannot be a fault. That has to be by design.
As if on cue, I hear the national anthem over the PA at Barksdale Air Force Base. Thank you.
Turn towards the
Thank you for that palate cleanser. Thank you.
That's right. You turn to the base flag. You know where it's at all times. That post flag.
That's it.
And you turn towards that direction, and you don't move until it's done.
That's right.
Also, I think it's funny. A lot of people don't know this. that if an officer is approaching, one of you has to salute. And you salute. And if I'm in front, like I've done it many a time, I'll salute the officer. If they don't return the salute, you are stuck there until somebody releases you from it. That's a superior. You cannot, you can't do anything. You are stuck in that position. You can get in trouble if you break a salute without permission.
That is weird.
Permission given is by saluting back someone that's a senior ranking. They have to be senior to you.
Yep.
It could be a senior NCO. It could be a senior officer, your XO. But I've never been stuck, but I've heard guys tell me that they got stuck.
I haven't, but I've heard the same thing, and it's shitty. It's just a shitty thing for an officer to do, is what it is.
This
just
tells me
they don't like somebody. Yeah,
I like Alpha. Alpha's a dick. As an officer, I must say that is rather fun, and I know you emphasize the word "is."
You go Alpha.
Yeah. What is this? No different than oh, absolutely. The pullout of Afghanistan, the way it was done, was totally reminiscent of Vietnam. Those of us that were alive remembering that, remembered it. And it just, we lost people. Friends to this nation, we lost them. They were killed because of a bunch of lazy fucking politicians. It's a shame. It's a shame on our nation. Every time they do this, we have these politicians that do these things and shame our country doing it. So, this that transcends. Yeah, I agree with you, Gambit. I have locked up some snuffies for a while, but only if they. It's funny because I actually did have that happen with my XO when I reported and I popped the salute, and she sat there for 5 minutes doing paperwork, ignoring me. And I knew she knew I was in the room saluting her. Fucking shit.
They do it just to mess with us.
And then they do this. They sit there and they finish the paperwork, and then they act. They do this. Bump, bump, done. Put that over there, and then look at you and return the salute. And then it's like, fuck you. So for every grunt out there, you did that to, Alpha. Fuck you.
Right.
But I got to tell you, I'd do it too if I had the rank. I would absolutely do that shit. Alpha will like that story I've told before. I don't know if you've ever heard that, Alpha. When I was out on the tarmac and we had a wet bub level of 4. So all you're wearing is your cargo pants, unbloused. You're allowed to wear tennis shoes, and you're wearing your t-shirt. And you don't have to wear a cover. Some people still choose to get the sun out of their fucking eyes. And I was with my team, and we were PMCSing a Humvee. And only people from the military know what that means. Martin, have you ever heard that before? PMCSing or PMCS?
No.
I know what it is.
The acronym.
Maintenance.
You take the yeah, it's maintaining your vehicle.
Preventive
Primary
maintenance.
Preventive, primary.
Primary.
And I learned it as primary, but it could be preventive because it's what it's doing. You're doing maintenance on the vehicle to make sure that it doesn't break
it's
down.
Preventive maintenance, and I can't remember what the CS is, but it's preventive maintenance is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, the cat.
Changing oil on the Humvee.
That was the cat's propeller.
It was a Jeep.
That was the cat jumping off the desk, deciding, "Okay, human, that's enough screen time."
It sounded more like it sounded like she flew right to left in my headset. Yeah. Like she just flew through the air, like the spaceship from the Jetsons. You remember the sound it would make?
No.
That sound. That was the sound effect. Mel Blanc. That was the sound effect used for the Jetsons plane. Whereas Kemi in the other, let's see. Anima probably knows PMSA. Oh,
fuck you, Alpha.
Preventative maintenance checks and services. There you go. Thanks, Alpha. A lot of those acronyms, I know what it meant, but I didn't care to memorize everything.
I knew the preventive maintenance part. I just couldn't remember what the checks and services part.
I remember maintenance. And I loved it. Our unit was the first unit to get the Humvees. That was Reserve National Guard. Our unit was the first.
We were using Geeks.
I was on tarmac doing this. We had 4 of the vehicles out there, and we're going one by one for our unit. And we were on the first one, and this officer goes walking by, and I happened to see him, and I looked from under the hood. I said, "Good morning, Lieutenant." And he walked 3 or 4 steps and turned around, about face, came back at me. And I looked up at him as he's coming at me. He says, "Do you have a problem with rank, soldier?" And I realized I have no rank on me.
Oops.
And I grab what are the cheesecloth stuff to wipe the oil off my hands. I'm doing it, and I set it down, and I turned and looked to him. I said, "I don't have a problem with rank, second lieutenant. Do you?"
The bluff of the ages.
You've told that story before. Yes, that's perfect. Yes, awesome.
And I looked at him, just dead, like this.
Yeah.
And he broke. He goes, "I am sorry, sir." I said, "As you were, Lieutenant." And he went on his business.
That's
and my
awesome.
guys watched me do shit like this all the time. And Fisher, Kyle Fisher, I'm still friends with this guy. Kyle's like, "Yo, man, how do you," he had that Creole accent. I can't do it. He goes, "Yo, man, how do you do that shit?" I said, I know how to get into people's heads. I'm good at it. And he's like, "Man, I wish you'd teach me that shit." And I said, "It's not something you can be taught. It's something you are capable of doing," bluffing somebody.
Right.
I still don't know what
Steve.
CLP stands for. Let me look it up. CLP Army acronym. In context to the use of U.S. Army, CLP most commonly stands for cleaner lubricant and preservative. A multifunction product used to maintain the functionality. One of the things I loved, and I can't remember what this shit was called. Alpha, you might know, because we weren't armor, but we got a hold of that. It's like rhino liner. And we would tape off an area on a footwell on the vehicles, and we would spray this stuff on like rhino liner, and it's non-slip, so that way you can climb up in your vehicle and not worry about slipping, because that shit had like grab your boots, man, wet or not, it would grab your boots. I love that shit, but it was like rhino liner, and I can't remember what that stuff was called in the Army.
Gary, I love you, man, but I gotta go. I got a show in 20 minutes, so I got to get this thing set up.
Okay, have fun stripping, because I know that's what you do.
You know, baby. You know.
Thanks for joining us.
Me and Chris Farley tried out with Swayze back in the day. You know.
Tinder, is that it? Tinder.
Tinder.
It's the one with all the gay stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
I've been told I should go there.
All right, boys and girls, be good. We'll see you later.
Bye, Joe.
Take
Have
care.
a good one. Bye.
Yeah.
And thanks for hanging out with us, man.
For sure, man.
Thanks for